All right, guys. So currently in Chicago, it's negative 20 degrees Celsius. So I just like am bundled up. I got some hot water. I just had dinner. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a video. I'm going to yap, is what you guys call it these days, right? If you guys are like Gen Z watching my video. Well, I was born in 1997, so I think it's the start of Gen Z, but I identify myself as like a millennial, I guess, because I feel like I was like older Gen Z, so I feel like I relate to millennial more because I don't have that Gen Z sense of humor and all that. But anyway, unrelated to the topic. So in life, there were a couple of dumb decisions that I was about to make. One of them was trying to go to a really good school by paying out of pocket. So let me share a story with that. And I kind of really like this like story session. Like I feel like I'm talking to a lot of people and talking to like younger version of me. And I hope if even if I'm able to help somebody by this video, like even if it's one person, I think my goal is accomplished. So anyway, as a Nepali, I had that in my mind that, oh my God, I wish I really went to a really good school, like an Ivy League. I wish I went to Harvard or MIT or, Cornell, UPenn, all that really great schools. And after my plus two, my high school, I really wasn't able to do it because I was not prepared to get into Ivy League as an undergrad is extremely difficult. Number one, but the one that I'm talking to right now, I'm more mostly I can talk. I'm mostly talking about master's degree. So to get in the undergraduate program, you really have to be like the best of the best, and there's like a lot of like criteria. You have to have extracurricular, SATs, and you need to be extraordinary, basically do a bunch of things outside the community stuff. um, and that's why I was like, oh my God, I wish I could kind of go to that college. And I think it's very like a brown mindset too in Asia, especially. I think people try to come to the best college in US. So when that didn't happen for me for undergrad, I thought maybe I will do it for my master's. So there was a moment of time in my life. I believe it was like towards the end of my um, F1 OPT visa, which is like I get 3 years of visa after I graduate to kind of work in my field, right? So towards the end of it, maybe it was also a little bit of midlife crisis, as a quarter life crisis. That I have worked for like 2.5 years, and I'm just like, I really want to do something. I don't know what. Like, is this life? I kind of had the feeling like, am I like done? Like I studied, I'm working. Am I supposed to do this for like a long time? And yeah, so there was like one point in time where I'm like, I'm gonna apply to really good school, and I'm gonna um, pay out of pocket. Yep, I had saved about like $50,000 at that point, and I was like, I'm gonna pay out of pocket, and if not, I will take some loan out, and I really am going to go to Ivy League. And thinking about that now, I'm like, that would have been such a dumb decision, and here's why I think so. Number one, for master's degree, it's very easy to get into those good school. You basically only need to have money. um, if you're like a decent enough student, it's like extremely easy to get into if you have like if you are willing to pay the fees, right? So here's a like a Reddit post that I saw that says that international students are cash cows, especially for master's degree, because they pay like a shit ton of money for the same degree, compared to like the people who are from that state, right? So let's say if you go to UC Berkeley, let's say, if the people from California are going there, they're going to pay like 1/3 of the money that you will probably pay as an international student. But it's different for private university. I think for private university, you like kind of pay the same amount. So the in-state and out-of-state tuition is very different, right? And as an international student, yeah, look forward to paying 3x time more the American people from that state. Yeah. And so I think here's the thing though. I think if it was like 10 years ago, getting a master's degree from a prestigious university, I would definitely have done it. And I think I would have been in a much better position, in a much better company. But mind you, this I'm talking about 10 years ago, because that really mattered. A degree from a good university really mattered. But right now, I think even if you're graduating from a really good college, especially as an international student, be you'll have a difficulty finding a job, no matter where you graduate from, no matter if you're a Harvard graduate. I applied. I went through this like webinar, and I also had like a one-on-one with the admission officer from MIT Sloan School of Management, I think they call it. And they still keep sending me email, although it has been like 3 years. Hey, come join our school! Like it's so cool. We have a bunch of these AI program. We have a bunch of these business program. And back then I was just like super excited. I was like, oh my god, I can't wait to get in one day, which obviously I would have gotten in, because one of the people I know from University of Mississippi had gotten into. um, and the stats would probably not have been that different, right? Went to same school, probably similar grades. And yeah, they just basically want students, and especially international students. They want the money. They want the money coming in. And what better than to offer them a master's degree for like $60,000 per year? Yeah, that was the price of MIT Sloan School of Management. It was like $50,000 a year. And I was like, no freaking hell, I'm gonna pay that much. But I was willing to pay. So here's what I will say: what happened, right? I was willing to pay because I thought, wow, like I really wanted to be an Ivy League grad, like I'm gonna go to a really good college. And one of my friend who is like not Nepali, he asked me like, oh, why do you wanna go to that college? And it's so lame that I couldn't think of anything other than just like telling people that I went to Ivy League. Like that was the only reason, because it was not that I was driven by like a really good course, or like that college has really good, I don't know, let's say robotics program, or I really like the advisor there and I want to work under him. It was nothing like that. It's just that I wanted to have that degree and that university name in kind of my resume. And I even thought about like, oh, I will just hang it in my house. So it was the lamest. So when I was like talking to him, I just felt super lame. Also, my nose is itchy. I don't know why, guys. Sorry. Um, so yeah, then I was like, you know what? It's probably not a good idea to do it, because a lot of people international who have graduated from like really good university like Duke, Cornell, they are in LinkedIn saying that they can't find a job, and they have like $100,000 in student loan debt. And that's a bad situation to be in. And that's what I tell, right? Don't come to America if you have to pay that much money. Like, why are you coming to America? If you have $100,000, you could literally do, I think, big in Nepal itself. Like you could probably start a business. Um, like if you don't want to have family get married, you could probably survive off of that money for your entire life if you put it in fixed deposit or something like that. But anyway, that's like my plan D. um, I've got a bunch of plans. Plan B is probably like going to Europe, retiring in Europe. Plan C is retiring at my grandmother's house. And plan D is just like being a what's it called, a jogi type. Jogi, I don't know what is jogi called in, like a monk. Like, yeah, monk sounds good. Monk, but Hindu version of monk. I don't know. Jogi. Let's see if I can find it. What? Why am I looking at a Jogi movie? Jogi called in English. What is Jogi called in English? A saint. Okay, a saint. See, my or yogi. My English is so bad, guys. Anyway, so if you have like a clear idea of why you want to really get into that school, maybe that school has a really good connection to, I don't know, it's a Silicon Valley, or they have really good research, or they have a really good program that you must get in there in order to like progress your career, sure, go for it. But I think a lot of times that's not the case. And people who are even graduated from those universities, especially international people, guys, it's so freaking hard for international students to find a job these days, because nobody wants to sponsor. And usually they just ask that question straight out when you're filling the job application, like, hey, do you want sponsorship? Even my company have stopped hiring people who want sponsorship. Like they did hire me before, but like nowadays they are like completely, they have stopped that, because I guess it's just additional cost, right? So yeah, that's why I kind of decided to go to a fairly like a unknown kind of university. And the best part about that university, so I did my master's, but I did it while I was doing my full-time job as a software engineer. So that was really good, which means I was not going on like a loss, right? If you think about it in terms of like income and spending, I was still like, I spent about like $17,000 for my master's degree, but I was also making like really good money from my software engineering job. So like it all worked out, because if I would have dropped out, I would have not been able to find job in this economy, is what I think would have happened. So yeah, I mean, that's how I think about master's degree. Like, even let's say it's not my words, actually. Like, one of the person that I met, I was a judge at Chicago Robotics Hackathon stuff, and then I went there, and not hackathon, Chicago Robotics Innovation, I think it's called. So basically, it's like a robotics competition for high school kids. So I was a judge there, and there's another judge who I kind of was like paired with, and he said that he went to Harvard, and then I was like, oh my God, you must be like really smart, like. And he was like, oh no, I got there for my master's. It's not that difficult for the master's. And I was like, hmm, interesting, good to know. So it's like, a lot of people think that, wow, it's such a big deal, but for master's degree, if you have good money, you can pretty much get into college. Like these days, college needs student. There's been decline on student wanting to go to college because it doesn't guarantee a job. So even I like get frustrated at the concept of college these days, because if it doesn't reassure that, it doesn't assure you that you're going to get job after graduation, what's the point of a college degree? Like, I'd rather do that, do something in that 4 years of my time, right? So it is a bit annoying. And I think it's gonna continue going downwards until there is like some improvement, because we all have seen like those viral videos of people not getting jobs, or like um, people having it really difficult these days. Anyway, yeah, so now I've come to the agreement that I don't really need to go to a fancy college. Well, now I've already done my master's, so um, yeah, I also think that, honestly, like, a lot of colleges these days don't require GRE. So I was like, I wanted to go to a college that did not require GRE, because I was no way in hell gonna spend 4 or 5 months reading for GRE, knowing that ChatGPT can answer all that question. Like, why do I even need to study? So I was like extremely against doing GRE. So I went to a college that did not require GRE, and I did it in a year, which is like a nice time frame. Just got done in a year. And yeah, so that's it, guys. That's the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and don't go for expensive college. In fact, my advice is don't pay at all. I came to America because for me to study computer science in Nepal, it would have cost like 7-8 lakhs, and the same amount, like, I could have come to US. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go to US, because the cost was going to be the same, and it worked out. So really try to find a scholarship. And if you don't find a scholarship in America, try other countries like Germany, or other European countries. They're very good too. I myself sometimes think about, oh, should I, like, settle in Europe, or um, yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult because it's going to be a different country, and I'll have to root myself up from US, and you know settle myself in Nepal, but in Europe. But sometimes, these thoughts definitely cross my mind. Like, is sometimes I'm not sure if US is really the country that I want to live in, given like the healthcare and I don't know, very very individualistic mindset, and a lot of other issues too. Um, like the rat race, and you're like, you never be able to save, and then um, even for primary needs, you need yeah, like, even if you are sick, you have to pay a lot, and the insurance sometimes doesn't even cover it. Like, a lot of things that insurance is supposed to cover, like, they would not be covered. So, and there's no way we can like fight them, right? And if you have like chronic disease, then forget about it. Like US is, I think, the absolute worst state to be in if you have like a chronic illness, because you can't work and yeah, good luck. So that's why I try to like try to be healthy as much as possible. But I'm gonna make like these story time videos a lot. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye.